Not only is Meghan Markle now clearly pimping out her children against the wishes of her own husband, she's actually breaking the rules of the social media giants who she constantly criticizes for exploiting children. You could not make this up.
Meghan Markle humiliated, and we all know about cancellation if you called Jeremy Kyle or Rupert, but entertaining, wasn't it, Rupert?
Was credibly accused, and you know, the Times story broke. I believe they dropped him. And I don't know why they would revisit a client like a Meghan Markle.
Prince Harry was in court today on the verge of tears, saying UK tabloids are making Meghan Markle's life an absolute misery. Meanwhile, Netflix seems to have canceled season 3 of With Love, Meghan.
Meghan Markle isn't trying to promote something.
Yes, it's something, yeah, herself, usually. Now, in a minute, we'll get to the fact that Harry is in London at the moment.
Have done some incredible work on this, and we'll come to their big revelation in just one moment, have juxtaposed the entire horrendous video with Meghan's own words to Jamie Kern-Lima to prove what a catastrophic liar and fraud Markle really is.
This is the kind where Meghan has skipped the work, she skipped the strategy, she skipped the structure, and assumed that marrying a prince will automatically catapult you to the very top. No, that's not a shortcut. That is the free fall that we are all currently watching.
There was another drop of the same video because of social media criticism that it wasn't actually 4-year-old Lily filming. And so we got this one from a new angle where you could apparently hear the poor child gasping in the background.
A streaming cancellation, a platform rule landmine, and a toddler getting blamed for filming it. Yeah, this story is the kind of chaos you can't script, except someone clearly did. Because the minute Streamflix quietly paused the lifestyle show of ex-royal turned influencer Marina Vale, she didn't retreat. She didn't lay low. She didn't go private family era. No, she hit the internet like it owed her money. And the timing, disgusting levels of convenient. It all detonated the exact same week her husband, privacy warrior, courtroom crier, stop invading my life poster boy Prince Rowan, flew out to London to fight yet another privacy case. The moment his plane wheels left the ground, Marina's account lights up like a fireworks show. Intimate content, stage sweetness, look how happy we are, look how unbothered I am, look how in love we still are. But here's the thing, it didn't just look desperate, it looked like a trap, because the post that set people on fire wasn't just cringe, it poked at the strictest child safety rules on the platform. And the way Marina framed it, the caption, the who filmed it detail, that's where this goes from embarrassing to, oh, you might actually get restricted. So let's go there, because the internet already did, and they did it loudly. The now infamous video, Marina and Rowan in their backyard, camera perfectly placed, lighting just right, angles flattering, zero wobble, 2 adults doing the whole cozy, affectionate, we're so solid routine. It's softcore domestic theater, the kind you post when you want the world to stop whispering that your relationship is a PR contract with matching outfits. And Marina, smiling like she just won an Oscar for Most Relatable Wife, drops the line that makes everyone choke, our 4-year-old filmed this. A 4-year-old filmed that. And suddenly the comments weren't at all anymore. They were, wait, what? Followed by a flood of people tagging the platform like it's a 911 operator. Because even if the child isn't visible, a child being positioned as the creator of intimate content, that's not cute, that's not quirky, that's not family vibes, that's a policy nightmare. And Marina, who has screamed about protecting children online in glossy interviews, just wandered straight into the exact rulebook she pretends to worship. The backlash spreads fast, the fan accounts go quiet, the critics go feral, the neutral people, those rare, peaceful unicorns, start asking basic questions like, why would you even say your kid filmed that? And is this staged? And why does it feel like she's posting a marital performance because the money just dried up? And that's the ugly truth humming under all of it. When Streamflix cancels you, you don't just lose a show. You lose the illusion that you're still the main character. And Marina does not do supporting role. A So while Rowan is in London fighting for privacy, Marina is back home doing the loudest public intimacy campaign imaginable. Like she's trying to scream through the screen, "He's mine. We're fine. You're jealous. Shut up." Only it doesn't land as romantic. It lands as frantic. And that's where the whispers start getting sharp. Is she spiraling? Is she trying to control the narrative while he's out of reach? Is she baiting engagement because the streaming check stopped? Because you can't miss the pattern when it's this obvious. Whenever Rowan leaves, Marina posts. Whenever he's away, the kids become content adjacent. Whenever there's bad press, she drops family moments like glitter bombs. It's not subtle, and it's not privacy. It's performance. And the moment the platform's rules got pulled into it, that's when this went from gossip to potential consequences.
In court today, as he concluded an emotional testimony in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail, he talked about the horrible experience. He ended his nearly 2-hour testimony in London's High Court on an emotional note, his voice breaking as he accused the UK tabloids he is suing of continuing to target him, and he said it's making his wife, Meghan Markle's life, an absolute misery. Wednesday today, the Duke of Sussex finished giving evidence in his lawsuit against the Associated Newspapers. Turning towards the judge, Harry's voice broke as he spoke about the toll of the case and the coverage surrounding it and how it's taken to his family. By standing up here and taking a stand against them, this has continued to come after me, Harry said, his voice cracking with emotion. And they have made my wife's life an absolute misery, my lord. My lord. Asked earlier about the impact of the press coverage of the years-long feud, Harry said the situation only intensified.
Now, let's talk about the platform. Mosaic, the giant that owns the app Marina's obsessed with. Mosaic has a reputation for being brutally strict when it comes to minors and anything even remotely suggestive, contextualized, or questionable. People get content removed for way less. Accounts get restricted for a lot less. Shadow banning happens for breathing wrong. And what makes Mosaic especially ruthless is that it doesn't always care about your intent. It cares about context. It cares about how something can be interpreted. It cares about who made it, who filmed it, how it's framed, how it's distributed. So when Marina publicly frames an intimate posed adult height shot as something filmed by a 4-year-old, she's not just writing a caption. She's creating a context. And that context is exactly the kind of thing Mosaic's child safety policies get extremely jumpy about. Because in Mosaic's world, the line is simple. If a minor is involved in the creation or framing of suggestive content, even if the minor isn't visible, alarm bells go off. Now, to be crystal clear, no one needs to pretend Marina and Rowan were doing anything explicit. They're clothed. It's not graphic. It's not adult content. But sexually suggestive doesn't mean explicit. It means intentionally intimate, posed and framed in a way that implies adult dynamics, and when you attach a minor to that framing, people stop treating it like harmless. And Marina attached a minor to it herself, with that one smug little line, "Our 4-year-old filmed this." That's why the response wasn't "that's cute." The response was "that's reckless." And then, because the internet is the internet, people started running policy checks, quoting rules, reporting the post, and asking whether Mosaic would do what it always claims it does: enforce child safety without favoritism. And that's when Marina's PR-friendly fantasy started cracking. Because the more people looked, the more the toddler filmed it claim started to look like a lie.
Meghan now exploits her personal life based on our revelations about what she's really doing. According to Taz posted, normally parents film their children having fun, not the other way around. There's no way a 4-year-old Lily filmed this, trying to prove how in love and happy they are still. We should be grateful she wasn't twerking this time. Revealing her actions, Princess Carparkle added Meghan Markle saw the online chatter about how ridiculous it is for us to believe that a 4-year-old filmed their awful wedding dance, so she uploaded another small clip with the girl's voice behind it. "You have to do better than that, Markle. I still don't believe a 4-year-old filmed that, and if you'd let a child film you straddling your husband, that's weird." The prove it game? Again? Yet it proves nothing. It doesn't prove she filmed that 35-second video, just that perhaps she was there. Markle is so thin-skinned, I don't think social media or public life is a good choice for her.
Here's why the lie matters. The video's angle is steady. The framing is too clean. The height is too perfect. There's no chaotic toddler wobble, no accidental zoom, no oops, my finger covered the lens. It looks like a tripod shot, or an adult holding the phone, or a carefully propped up camera on a fixed surface. And if it was staged, if it was rehearsed, if it took multiple takes to get the perfect candid family moment, then the caption caption wasn't just inaccurate, it was strategic, because saying our 4-year-old filmed it is a calculated move. It sells authenticity, it sells family, it sells we're normal parents like you. It softens the staging, except it backfires, because instead of making Marina look relatable, it makes her look like she's willing to use her child's involvement as a shield. And when the backlash hits, what does she do? She doesn't apologize. She doesn't clarify with calm, responsible language, but she posts again, tacking on audio that supposedly includes a child's voice in the background, like that's some kind of receipt. Like hearing a tiny voice proves who held the phone. Like it erases the fact that the camera angle still screams adult setup. It's the kind of damage control that only makes people angrier because it feels like a performance layered on top of the first performance. And the worst part? Rowan is across the ocean playing the wounded hero in court, fighting over privacy, while the biggest privacy breach in his marriage is happening from inside his own house. So now people are asking the ugly question out loud: how do you sue the world for invading your life while your own spouse turns your life into content the second you're not there to stop her? And Marina, she's not stopping. She's escalating. She's clinging to optics like oxygen, because when Streamflix closes a door, Marina doesn't pivot quietly. She kicks open a window and starts waving for attention.
This time we were told that their 4-year-old daughter was behind the camera, that this innocent child was filming her parents in what can only be described as an intimate, inappropriate display. And let me be crystal clear about something. That claim is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Any parent knows that a 4-year-old child doesn't have the steadiness, the technical ability, or frankly the interest in filming a 35-second video of their parents dancing in that manner. The response from intelligent observers was immediate and damning. People pointed out the obvious, that normally parents film their children having fun, not the other way around. There's something fundamentally wrong with the entire setup. If you're trying to prove how in love and happy you are, why do you need your 4-year-old child to film it? Why does everything have to be performed for public consumption? Why can't anything remain private and sacred?
And here's where the fairy tale filter completely falls off. Because once people started replaying the video frame by frame, slowing it down like it was a crime show, the sweet family moment narrative disintegrated in real time. The lighting, too balanced. The framing, too centered. The timing of their little spin and dip, suspiciously coordinated. That wasn't mom and dad being goofy. That was choreography. And suddenly the internet remembered something. Marina and Rowan have done that exact twirl before. At their wedding special, at a charity gala during a highly photographed anniversary appearance. Same rhythm, same step, same dramatic pause before the embrace. You don't accidentally repeat choreography, you rehearse it, which means this wasn't our toddler grabbed the phone and captured magic. This was set the shot, do the move, sell the vibe. And if it's staged, the caption wasn't just misleading, it was manipulation dressed in glitter. People don't mind celebrities staging content. Everyone knows social media is half theater. What they mind is being emotionally hustled. What they mind is when someone pretends something is spontaneous, innocent, and child-generated when it's actually a brand play. Because that's what this really smells like, brand panic. Marina's lifestyle empire was supposed to be aspirational softness, garden parties, handmade candles, slow mornings, perfectly plated fruit bowls. But when Streamflix pulled the plug, the illusion cracked. Suddenly, the empire didn't look serene. It looked unsold. And when the career narrative collapses, she leans on the only storyline she thinks is bulletproof: my marriage is thriving. Only this time, the proof felt forced, like she was trying to staple romance back onto a crumbling reputation.
To prove the misery, just look at these pictures of Harry's face. And of course, he wouldn't be happy, would he? Because this was anything but classy. But here's how Hello Magazine decides to sell it. The Duchess of Sussex hopped on the 2016 train, sharing a sweet throwback moment from her life with Prince Harry. Meghan posted a romantic video filmed by daughter Princess Lilibet of the couple dancing barefoot on the lawn of their Montecito home, followed by a nostalgic snap from Botswana taken 10 years ago on their third date. When 2016 feels just like 2016. When 2026 feels just like 2016, you had to be there, she wrote.
And let's talk about Rowan for a second, because the contrast is brutal. There he is in London, standing outside court buildings, face serious, talking about surveillance, intrusion, emotional distress. He's fighting ghosts from his past, waving the privacy flag like it's stitched into his identity. Meanwhile, back home, Marina is turning their backyard into a soundstage. It's the kind of irony that makes even neutral observers viewers wince. You can't build your public persona around "we just want a quiet life" while also live broadcasting choreographed intimacy with strategic captions. So the whispers turn sharper. Do they even agree on this stuff? Does he know she's posting like this? Is she doing it because he's not there? Because timing matters, and Marina's posting pattern is too consistent to ignore. Whenever Rowan travels, the account gets louder. Whenever bad press trends, out come the kids' drawings, the family breakfast, the backyard spins. It's emotional camouflage, and it used to work back when the public still wanted to believe the fairy tale. Now, people see the stitching. Then comes the interview clip that throws gasoline on everything. Marina sitting in a soft-lit studio talking about how she's done playing the prove it game. She says she doesn't need to convince anyone she's a good wife, a good mother, a good person. She says she's free from the pressure to perform. And the internet collectively blinks because the dance video, that's performance. The caption, performance. The follow-up audio post, performance with backup dancers. You can't say you've retired from proving yourself while dropping evidence exhibits on your own feed. That contradiction is what really turns the tide. Not the rules, not the policy debates, the hypocrisy. And when audiences smell hypocrisy, sympathy evaporates. Add to that the Streamflix situation. The numbers were underwhelming. The renewal went quiet. The press releases got vague. Creative pause. Future collaborations. Corporate language for "we're backing away slowly." Marina didn't just lose a show. She lost the narrative that Hollywood was still fighting over her. And without that validation, the social media stakes skyrocket. Every post becomes a referendum. Every comment section becomes a courtroom. Every caption becomes a defense statement, which explains the desperation energy. But because when someone who built their identity on global admiration feels that admiration slipping, they don't go quiet. They go louder. They double down on image control. They flood the zone with "look how loved I am, look how stable we are, look how joyful this home is." Only the audience she's trying to convince isn't buying it anymore. They're dissecting it, freezing frames, questioning motives, reporting posts, turning her own captions into evidence. And the saddest part, this all could have been avoided with one simple choice: don't drag your kid into the narrative. She didn't need that detail. The video would have been basic but harmless without it. Slightly cringe, maybe. Overly staged, sure, but not controversial. It was the decision to say our 4-year-old filmed this that detonated everything. Because now it's not just about optics, it's about judgment. And once the public starts questioning a celebrity's judgment as a parent, that's a reputation bruise that doesn't fade fast. Meanwhile, Rowan's privacy crusade looks shakier by the day. Critics are already joking that opposing lawyers don't need investigators, they just need Marina's public feed. Why argue that tabloids expose your life when your own household does it in HD? That disconnect doesn't just hurt optics, it chips at credibility. And credibility is the one thing Rowan desperately needs in court. So here they are, one fighting for less exposure, the other posting through the chaos like exposure is oxygen. One trying to convince the world they're victims of intrusion, the other voluntarily narrating their domestic life in high definition. It's not just messy, it's unsustainable. Because relationships can survive bad press, they can survive career slumps, they can survive public criticism. What they struggle to survive is being turned into a storyline. And right now, Marina isn't protecting the relationship. She's producing it, frame by frame, caption by caption, crisis by crisis. And if Mosaic actually decides to enforce its policies, if restrictions come down, if posts start disappearing, that won't just be a moderation issue. That'll be the moment Marina learns the hard way that attention is easy to chase, but very hard to control once it turns on you. Control once it turns on you. Control once it turns on you. Control once...